What's going on, everybody? KG here. I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time. Today we'll be looking at the Samsung S90F. It's like a flagship at a mid-range price, and I want to show it to you guys using different cameras because you're going to see these TVs through different cameras if you watch a lot of different creators. So let's go through the cameras. Camera 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will be going through different shots and showing you guys different examples and even pushing it to the extreme where I'm going to lower the TV to 20 brightness and show you how each camera picks that up. And I think you'd be surprised by the results. Now you might be asking, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this video? Well, I'll tell you guys the purpose in a little bit, but first I want to introduce you guys to all the cameras that I'm using. I'll go ahead and name them off one by one and kind of let you know what characteristics each one has that gives you the image that you're seeing on the screen. Okay, so this first one that you're seeing is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is meant to be taken around as a vlogging camera. In fact, I bring it on all my trips. If I have to go see a TV at like CES or at a press event, I'll take this camera and that's it. Mainly because it's easy to travel with and I don't have to take anything bulky with me. Unfortunately though, this is going to be a camera that sort of makes every TV look exactly the same in a lot of ways. This is too vibrant, over processed. You can definitely see that it's kind of over sharpening some things, and maybe you like this image. You know, I would like to say that this makes everything look like it's in vivid mode pretty much, but I'm in filmmaker mode right now, guys. I am not in vivid mode or standard mode, so it shouldn't look like this. Just shouldn't look like this, plain and simple. And I'm gonna show you an extreme example of what this camera does a little bit later. All right, now let's move on to the next camera. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is my phone. So I don't really use this. When I started the channel, I did use an iPhone. In fact, I used the iPhone 10, I believe, when I started the channel. And I thought that that camera actually produced really good video. And I do get a lot of moire when I'm trying to film with this iPhone compared to the iPhone 10, where I didn't get any moire at all. Both the DJI and this camera, I think it's set to an auto white balance. So that's what it's doing with the image. Now let's move on to this next one. This is going to be the Sony A7C. This is what I upgraded to after the iPhone 10. This is my mirrorless full frame camera. I absolutely love this thing. I did so many comparisons on this. And I want to say this camera is really good. It is only 8-bit though, so it's not going to give you 10-bit color. And that's going to be one of the limitations with this. At times you might actually think this looks a little bit over brightened as well, and that is going to be the case because I overexposed this camera. And when something is overexposed, you'll see that the camera may actually look like the colors are washing out a little bit. And if something is underexposed, well, you can see the colors, but then you will crush shadows and it'll look like the TV doesn't have good shadow detail. Now specifically for this video, I set the white balance wrong on this because I want to show you guys what can happen if you have the wrong white balance. You may think something looks off here, or some of you guys might not even catch that it has the wrong white balance, but you will once I switch to this next camera. Now let me show you my final camera. This is my camera. I love this camera. This is the Blackmagic Cinema 6K full frame camera. Now this one is set to the correct white balance, so everything that you see may look a little bit more natural to you. Since you saw the other cameras, you might think that it's not as good. Maybe you think it's not as vibrant, as poppy, but that's not what we're going for here. I'm going to try to give you what I'm seeing exactly with my eyes. And let me tell you, this camera is the closest that I've gotten to seeing what I've seen with my eyes. When I shoot the video intended for it to be delivered in HDR, this is the best camera that I've ever used that can do that for me. And the reason why is because it gives me a 6K 12-bit raw file. And I could take that file and make it into a really nice HDR video for you that it gets pretty close to what I'm seeing with my eyes. So I'm very happy with the performance of this camera, but it's not perfect. There is going to be some flaws with this camera. But first, before I talk about that, I want to really show you the DJI once again. So this is another clip of the DJI. When you see this, you'll really understand what I'm talking about. So you might see this clip and you're thinking, yeah, this looks really good, but the problem is it doesn't look that way. But if I switch to every camera, it looks darker. Why does it look darker? Because the TV is actually set to 20 brightness on SDRs. Now let's ramp it up even more. What if we drop the brightness to 0? There's still going to be an example here. And I also dropped the resolution of the YouTube video and it still makes it look really sharp and processed. So the DJI is working overtime, right? Like it's not what it actually looks like in person. This is obviously really dark. It's zero brightness. So you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this video? The purpose of this video is to show you exactly what the cameras are going to do with the TV that it's shooting. It's to show you that every camera is going to be different. And you know, I was getting a lot of comments asking why my content looked a little bit dimmer, not vibrant, not poppy like some other people's content. And this is why. It's because of the cameras. Every single camera is going to make these TVs look different. And if you overexpose the camera, it's going to look different. If you underexpose the camera, it's going to look different. If you have it in automatic mode, it's going to look like it's more processed and vibrant. It's just how it is. Now, is it true that you could actually see some things that are different with these TVs when they are side by side? Yes, if the camera is going to be able to have enough dynamic range, you could see brightness differences. And if you couldn't see differences, I wouldn't do my side-by-side comparisons. There is no camera out there that is able to show you everything that my eyes are seeing one for one. But the important thing is, you can see differences, and when you see certain differences, I point out what those differences are, and I expose the camera to show those differences. Now, I want to be clear, this is not meant to be throwing shade at any other creators or downplaying their videos in any way. At the end of the day, the creators are using the cameras that they're using, and they're using it to tell you a story of what they're seeing in person. And that's what you got to understand. You got to understand that you have to listen to these creators if you're following them, because they are the ones you need to trust. And there's going to be these creators that use some of the examples that I use as cameras, but as long as they tell you about the TV and tell you what they see and how they feel the TV performs, that is all that matters at the end of the day. You have to think of some of these images as eye candy, something that goes along with the voice that you're hearing that is describing what's going on with the TV. You cannot trust the video that is on the screen to give you a good representation of what the TV is, because you don't know what camera they're using, you don't know if they're using it correctly, and at the end of the day, you have to trust what the creator is telling you. Bottom line, you just have to trust the creator, which again is another thing that you have to think about. Can you trust anybody? Who can you trust on the internet? Some of us do this for a passion. Some of us do this for a business. Some of us do it for both. I would definitely include myself in the both category, because this is my career, but I also love it. And I feel like I am in such a fortunate spot to be able to give you guys content like this. And I am creating content that I would have liked to see myself as an enthusiast. You know, I just love TVs. And I know that some of you guys love TVs as much as I do. So that's why I'm doing this video, so I can give you guys full transparency on what is happening with cameras. And you know, my goal at the end of the day is just to show you what the TV looks like out of the box. I don't do anything special to it. I tell you what mode it's in most of the time, and you guys understand that's what it's going to look like when you get it into your house. If you want to push it even further than that, I have settings videos where you can check those out separately, but I will never do those settings within the videos where I'm reviewing TVs. I personally just don't feel like it's in your best interest for me to do that, so I don't do it. Those of you that clicked this video for the S90F, I hope you guys got a good visual representation of it, but I also will have a full review of it very soon, talking about everything that the TV does, so stay tuned for that. You could see that video right here if it's up. If not, it will be up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.